Hello everyone, Richard from Revive My Retro, and on this video I'm going to be giving this top loader a recap. So I've tested it, it works good, just needs new capacitors really. This is just general maintenance, so figured I'll make a video of me doing that. Surprisingly, it doesn't look like there's many capacitors in this, so shouldn't be a very difficult one. You can see it's just a little dusty in there. Nothing too terrible, but I'll clean it out when I'm in there. Okay, so it looks like we've got a large one right here in the back. So I have to take this heatsink off. And then we have, looks like 3, maybe 4 capacitors. So there's 1, 2, 3. And I'll need to figure out, oh, okay, here's another one. So it's 4. It's 4. And there's this little one that I need to work out where that goes. This guy right here. Okay, so it looks like for this, that came with the kit, it's actually this one right here. So the replacement doesn't look like it matters which direction it's going to go in. So start with the ones in the back here. I'm going to first take this heatsink off. Clean some of the dust off. So I will actually start with that little one at the end. Seems like a good one to start with. So those are the capacitors replaced. Straighten them up a bit. And the next thing I'm going to do with this one is on the PPU chip, just putting some copper tape around it to lower or lessen the interference. So on this particular revision of Nintendo, original Nintendo, it's only outputting RF, which means it's prone to a lot more interference, and I've found that putting some copper tape and then grounding it around the PPU chip actually helps lessen that. So that's what I would do with this one. So let me find my copper tape. Just like that. I don't want it to touch any of the pins in any way. It really does help with the interference. Helps get a clearer picture out of it. So I'm just going to inspect it, just make sure None of that copper is touching any of the pins. I'm going to double check to make sure that I've got the right pin for ground. Honestly, actually, pin 40, which is this one, I mean pin 20, I think it's this one. Easy test. And yeah, looks like this one. So real simple trick, and I'll just test it. So that's totally grounded. So that should definitely help with some of that interference. Okay. So, alright, so we're done. Now it's time to put this back together and give it a test, make sure it was good. I'm going to clean the board a little bit, put it back together, and then in the next clip you'll see me testing out on the TV. Alright, so I'm back and I've got the NES right here. It's coming up. I wouldn't say the sort of jailbars are completely gone, but they're reduced. So you can they're definitely not as strong as they were before. But you can still kind of see them in the back there. So definitely an improvement. So that trick doesn't completely eliminate them, but it makes them much less visible when you're playing. So it's actually really hard to see it on here, but they are there. But yeah, that concludes my video. Full recap and some shielding around the PPU on a top loader NES. Pretty simple to do.